Hey guys, it's COREROSS and Rainbow Six News. So the next season of Rainbow Six Siege is coming very quickly. It's going to be shown off at the Munich Major, which is taking place between the 8th of November and the 16th. And if you're attending this event, the developers are actually going to be holding meetings with groups of players to talk about the next ranked system and how it can be changed based on the feedback given by players. And considering those players are attending an in-person event, they're probably the hardcore of the player base. And their feedback will go into the next rank system, which is going to be released sometime in year 11. So let's begin first with dates. So the new season will be fully revealed on the 16th of November. It'll then go up into the test server for 2 to 3 weeks, either launching on the 2nd of December or the 9th of December. Although the new rank system is not making it into this season, there is going to be changes to ranked, specifically around matchmaking, where it will now take into consideration squad size. So 5 players queuing up together will now most likely find other games with 5 players as a squad. This will most likely result in longer queue times, however it might mean easier games for solo players. However, the headline piece for this season is going to be that of an operator remaster. Of course, a while back they rebranded the rework, with remasters supposed to be a kind of step above the reworks. And we've had a couple of examples of remasters with Blackbeard and Recruits, of course with varying levels of success. And right now, the Operator Remaster is still up in the air of who it is. It is going to be an attacker. It is going to be one of the original operators, so not DLC. And most people are leaning on this being Thatcher that's going to get a remaster. There's also, interestingly, a massive change coming to the hard breachers as well, that we don't know if it's just balancing to each individual hard breacher or something is changing about hard breaching. So overall, the evidence is starting to come together that Thatcher probably is going to be the one getting the remaster, or at least that's our best guess so far. And with changes to hard breachers, apparently this is going to bring Maverick, Hibana, and Thermite up to the level of Ace, because he's considered right now to be the best hard breacher you can bring. And then we've got something else that's new that's coming this season, but it's different from normal, and that is the inclusion of a brand new weapon that will be given to many different operators. We have no idea of what this is going to be capable of. It could be something like the Gun 6, or it could be a revolver, pistol, it could be an assault rifle, it could be an SMG, it could be defenders only, attackers only. We don't have a clue what this is, but it's going to come to multiple operators. So there's a potential bit of excitement there because we don't have a clue what it is, so we can speculate, which is great. And we all love new guns, I think, right? They're cool. So it could be lackluster, of course. It could be awesome. It could be OP and they nerf it later. Who the heck knows? But I'm looking forward to at least finding out what the heck this thing is. And then I think a lot of people are going to be happy about the next thing, and that is a map rework. This is going to be a map that is not currently in the ranked pool and will be added into the ranked pool once this map is released. So that kind of narrows it down to something like Fortress Boat. I'd love to see a rework of plane somehow that, integrates the plane into a more interesting map. I doubt that's going to happen. I would love to see it, but I doubt that. But yeah, there's going to be a rework to a current map that is not currently in the ranked pool that will get added into the ranked pool, and I'm looking forward to this. On top of this, you've also got 2 modernized maps. This will be Theme Park and Skyscraper. So obviously they're not the ones getting reworked. And it also means that they probably have no plans to rework those maps in the future if they're going to modernize them now. And of course, the new map will also have the modernized features of like the explosive pipes and stuff on it. Unless it's plane, you can't really have gas pipes on plane, I think. Then we move on to the more expected features. So we'll be getting a dual front update. This happens every season where they should be adding in a new mid-game objective thing. So this time they had the lockable room that you can go into. So they'll have a new objective next season that again is supposed to be connected to the lore that is currently happening. There's also the inclusion of a brand new playlist. This is one of the more interesting things. It's called Testing Grounds. So it's essentially a mini test server within the live game where they can tweak a few values and test things out. So with this one, they're going to be testing out health and armor as they're looking to change it. So you'll be able to play in this new playlist, and then you'll be able to fill out feedback and tell the developers what you think of the new change. And then they'll think, okay, we'll maybe bring that in next season, or they may tweak it, bring it in a season later or something like that. And then there's something special that's going to launch not long after the season's launch, and that is the year 10 anniversary event. We currently have no clue what this is about. There's currently no leaks. I'm sure leaks will come as we get closer, but right now there is nothing. But I think we can make an educated guess that it's going to probably include old maps, old loadouts, and something kind of similar to the old legacy event game modes that I kind of wish actually came back because it was kind of cool. It was simple but cool, and I assume we might see a more expanded version of this. There will also be a second in-game event. Considering that the year 10 anniversary starts in the middle of December, it's most likely that it will not be a Christmas event, and it'll be something like New Year, or it might even lead straight into the reveal of year 11, so it might be actually quite a lore-based event, or of course, it could just be a reuse of a previous one. My guess might be that the attack on Hereford base returns. And then we've got the usual stuff you see in every roadmap and pretty much every release, where they do security updates to Shield Guard, so that includes Battle Eye and Mousetrap and stuff like that. The reputation system is also getting an update with what they're simply calling Gameplay Violation Update, so could be pretty much anything. And then a feature that was actually pushed back from the previous season is in-game reports improvement. So this is, I'm assuming, a better way of reporting stuff. So instead of just saying someone's griefing, maybe you have more granular control and saying exactly what it is they are doing. But we, again, don't really know what this is going to be. And then the reputation system is going to have new positive and negative behaviors. And again, whatever the heck that means, it could be more rewards, more punishments, or it could be that there's going to be more granular control to the behavior of the reputation system behind the scenes. And then we do have improvements to the abandon penalty. So this is when you get disconnected from a ranked game and you get in trouble for it. Maybe it'll be able to figure out, oh, you actually did attempt to reconnect, but it didn't work. So it's actually the game's fault and not yours. But we are not sure how that's going to work either. And then we have operator balancing. So this is actually a big one because they've shifted their philosophy. They're going to go for fun balancing. So I think it depends, of course, what they think fun is. And then they're also going to do a lot more balancing. So it's the return, like we've seen with CGX, it essentially stopped balancing for like 2-3 seasons. And now it's about to kick off. And this should be a huge balancing season. We will see if that ends up actually being the case. And of course, if it ends up actually being fun. And then we have updates to the enlisted and field training, which is AI playlists. And you're going to have AI teammates now on those playlists, which is kind of cool. You can play Siege entirely with AI on the enemy team and your team. For target drill, we're going to get moving targets. This will be using the AI that's used in other playlists to actually move around the map, and you can now shoot moving targets. So essentially, it could be the return of Terrorist Hunt. And then in the training playlists where you can go and learn maps, they're adding in a mini map. So this will not be present in normal, core gameplay for Siege, but in the training playlist, you'll actually have a mini map so you can kind of learn the map a little bit better and hopefully quicker. And then finally, the last thing that we know about anyway, is they're going to be adding some updates to the esports tab in games. This is like you can go check and see when live streams are on and stuff like that, and maybe even watch them from within the game. So that is everything coming year 10, season 4 that we know about so far. Now there will usually be an update maybe 1 or 2 weeks before the actual reveal where they'll give us a little update to the roadmap. They might let us know a few things have been delayed. They might let us know there's a few things they haven't told us about or stuff like that. So expect to see one more update before we actually get to the full reveal. And this will be the final season of year 10, with year 10 being a really weird year, with like the roadmap being shown off halfway through the year, with CGX coming out midway through the year and stuff. It has been nothing but a unique year for sure. And with season 4, it's all going to come down to this operator remaster, how well that's going to go across, their reworked map, and just all these little updates and improvements. And of course, if they are going to hit us with some good balancing, and then the year 10 anniversary event could be sweet. They've got a lot of potential to do some incredible stuff with all the history of Siege, and we'll see if they are able to pull it off. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.